Hello, Malcolm. Hello, everyone else. Welcome back to Avorion. It's not Oblivion today because it's just going to be a super fast episode. I don't really have a lot of episoding space in my day, but I did want to show off my new toy. I've been playing Avorion sort of late at night before bed because it's relaxing. I mean, listen to that gentle music. It's so calming. Also, you can apparently scroll through different ships in here. Do you press F9? Oh, that scrolls the backgrounds. Oh, that's cool. And then I think F5 scrolls the ships. Oh, that is really super groovy. There's a lot of really cool ships. I mean, yes, they're a little blocky. Look at that one. It's all made of Avorion with the engines on the roof. I love it. So we're going to load in our galaxy, Azure Pasture. Azure Pasture. You know, it's like the sky is our farmland. I didn't think of that when I made up the name. I just made up the name at random. But it's like, yeah, sky farmland. I like it. Blue pasture. And, yes, I've been playing a bit. I've remastered the basic skills a little. And we have this monstrosity. I'm still really, like, mid-game at best. I haven't really done a lot or gained a lot of relations with factions or much. But I've slain a lot of pirates. And the result is I was just able to get the resources to build the base model for this ship, which is stored as the Zortan. Every ship in this series has to start with X. Every ship ends up being the Zerion because I'm just switching ships instead of building new ones. So here's the latest incarnation of the Zerion. I'm very happy with it. It's gorgeous. And as a base model, it used mostly nanite core. But as a more developed model, we've replaced all the nanite now with higher materials. It's improved. I did leave some thrusters showing, as you can see, so it at least kind of looks like it has believable thrusters. The actual main thrusters are buried mostly inside those huge wings and that huge nose. We'll do a little tour. Pop into build mode. Now, where's the neutral background? There, we can take that off and have the sky to look at it. And we can have a long look at the ship. I told myself when I started building this that this would be, you know, the first ship in a while where I used angled blocks and made something more svelte. As you can see, I gave up on that plan. So we've got this huge sort of three-armed crayfish of a ship with those extra thruster blocks thrown on. The color is dark Avorion, which I actually have in my inventory. This time I decided to use a color I have in my inventory so that when altering or repairing the ship I don't end up with unmatched colors. Just take that thing a hull off, select blocks button. We can have a look through the inside of it. You can see I covered her with turrets. I just pounded turrets on it. There was only one set of turrets that stuck out of the stupid integrity field, so these turrets actually have integrity field generators hidden inside them. I hope they don't get blown off. Those are... Now, the game's introduced point defense guns, so we've got our point defense guns, and we've been breeding them at research stations to get better ones, and doing quite well. So we've got point defense guns on basically sort of the main quadrants of the ship, like there, 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 and then we've got some heavier independent guns elsewhere. We've got this beautiful little quad plasma. It really hammers. Takes a long time to recharge, but because it's not firing all the time, it's only firing when the ship's rotation gives it targeting at an enemy, right? Then that recharge time's not so bad, and it does a lot of damage. On the roof here, we've bolted a bolter, and I'm very pleased with that. It does an unholy amount of damage, just unholy. And it is a burst fire unit, so it fires for 1 second with 10 shots at once, and then cools for 2.5 seconds. It's been handy. You know, I'll turn to fight another ship and find that its shields are already gone, and I'm putting it down to the bolter. On the other on the belly gun here, we've got a legendary chain gun we bred. We were trying to breed for ultimate damage, but we ended up with an independently targeting chain gun that only takes 1 slot and has really, really good damage and okay range. You know, 4.88 is very high range for a chain gun. So that's the belly gun. And what's the front belly gun up here? I think we got another plasma unit here. Yes, we do. Triple plasma. terrible recharge time again, but great range and a solid gun. On the nose, we have just evil incarnate, essentially. We're packing a big row of chain guns here, a big row of chain guns there, and they are high damage, brutal guns. On the side panels, on this side, we've got one of our twin quad cannons, and it'll fire for 21.7 seconds before it only has to cool for 7.6. It's got a 15-kilometer range and lots of damage. It's great. Those cannons are really ripper. And a nice fat evil bolter that could honestly be replaced with something higher damage for the slots. Let's take a look. Sort our weapons by DPS. We've been breeding and breeding. So we've got that. That's a 4 slot. We need a 3 slot. That's a salvaging turret. 678. Oh, I think we're going to be replacing one of our salvaging turrets. Then next down is a chain gun at 605. So actually that bolter is better. But that trinium salvaging at 678.4. Let's take a look at our other salvaging turrets. This is our rack of civilian turrets up here, and they are used in combat. They're all salvagers, so they all shred hull. Oh, but it's a big one, isn't it? Oh, so 678 takes 3 slots. That's a 2 slot, that's a 2 slot, that's a 2 slot. So how do we figure this out? That's 332, 561, 426, 468, 3 slot. How we work this out is we pull out the 468 3 slot and we put in the 678 3 slot. And that leaves us with the oops, we need to reduce our scale step down. That leaves us with the correct number. Say, those aren't really perfect, are they? Yeah, actually they are. Pop. So we'll just, now, that's nice. That brought our firepower up a little. Now let's just assign that to its group. That's a group 2 gun. Boop, assigned. And we'll do a little tour of the insides of the brute, and then we'll do a demo combat, because I have one ready. So, oops, autosave delayed us there. Block visibility. So we will start with the core of the ship. Should be the crew quarters, really. So here's the crew quarters, and most of them are in the core of the ship, but I ran out of crew space. You see some stuff's painted because I was like, I'm getting close to the outside of the ship, I better start painting things. Everything else isn't painted. So there's the crew quarters. The majority of it is buried, and it's my assumption that we're only using 2/3 of our crew space right now. My assumption is that if some crew quarters do get damaged or destroyed, and they are well armored despite being towards the outside, as you can see, they're somewhat buried. Not very, though. A little close to the edge right there. I'm assuming that the game will just assume that it was in the undamaged portion as long as we have capacity. I certainly hope so. Don't want to lose any crew. So outside the crew quarters, we put our iron inertial dampeners. There they are. Pop in a huge fat brick, because they're the heaviest thing we're building. That used up all the iron we had at the time. This ship was built to the exact edge of the resources I had available, and it came out with 15 slot capability, which is awesome. So there's the inertial dampener core. Then around that we've got mostly generator spread around that, and that's been converted mainly to trinium. And there's a lot of it. And you can see it's a little uneven because I was constantly having to add power to balance off the amount of power we were using up. Now we have a lot, 1.96 available versus 1.06 required, and a decent sized battery. But that wasn't always the case. Anyway, especially when the generator was all nanite, because it's lower power than trinium. And the batteries, poop, that's a lot of batteries. And they're also trinium. Oops, I did not mean to close that. And then we've got, well, I'll show you where all the integrity field generators are. Poop. They're all through the ship, and it was necessary to keep adding them, sadly. And some of them are right on the outside where they can get blown off underneath the armor. But it's, yeah, you can see I had to support turrets with them actually in more places than I thought. I've got several turrets with them. How annoying. However, the entire ship is integrity, so great. Outside that, we're going to have our gyro arrays. Pop. And these are a mixture of titanium and I don't know, something else. I'm not really sure. Xanion, yeah. I'm not messing with the gyro arrays because we've got great steering. We've got 0.81 yaw, 0.8 pitch, and 0.77 roll. For a machine of this size, it's pretty agile. So there's our gyro generators helping out. And the rest of our steering is provided by our thrusters. Those are our multi-directional thrusters there. And you can see how they're just all around the outside to get the most leverage on that heavy core as possible. And then I'll show you our directional thrusters. And these are the ones that I was adding to specifically increase one value. You know, like, oh, yaw is low, jam on some forward rear on the sides, jam on some side on the front, that sort of thing. And yeah, so that's the thruster package. And I'll show you the engine package. I was really worried that the ship wouldn't have enough engine thrust because it's hard to tell when you're shipyard constructing because it has no crew when you're building in a shipyard. So you can't tell your real thrust. But there's our engine package and we are very fast. We are, of course, using some enhancements, but it was fast before that. It's a fast ship. It doesn't accelerate all that fast, but the top speed is monster, and it's got enough energy to sprint a long way. Especially if you use that kind of over and over sprint, like sprint, stop. You can just bring the thing up to full speed. Shield generators. Lots of them. They weigh a lot, and there's a lot of them. We're currently rocking 8.9 million hit points of shield. Again, we're using some enhancements. The ship starts as a base model with about 6 million shield, but then we upgraded from nanite and blah blah woof woof. We have exactly this much Xanion computer core on board, and that's what got us our 15th slot. And you can see where I've actually removed one and converted it probably into shield generator. Because after I built it, I was like, okay, we're over the necessity for 15 slots, and 15 slots is the max. So I started pulling out computer core and converting it till I dropped to 14 slots and then stopped. So what else is there that's worth seeing? Well, hyperspace core, all Xanion. We have very high reach. Again, we're using some enhancements. What else is important? Oh, the core of the ship itself, of course, is the flight recorder. That's the very core, is a titanium flight recorder. Oh, and the cargo. We have fairly considerable cargo bays scattered around, and it gives us quite a bit, and it also gives us the ability to further enhance one piece of functionality or another by converting cargo bays into other stuff. As you can see, I do not have the resources to be converting Squiddlypoot. I've done all my converting recently. I've used up all my resources. The ship is mostly up converted to better stuff, but could still use some tuning, basically. And I think that's most of it. We got 53 armed slots and 9 unarmed running right now. Let's come out of build mode. Should have taken off the hide blocks first. It seems to be having a problem coming out of build mode. There it goes. It's just such a big ship. It's like 5,200 odd blocks. So we'll pop out into the drone. I hope we're safe here, but we can always get back in the ship pretty quick. Let's give the drone a little boost. So to give you an idea of the real size of the thing, it has a crew capacity of 3,000 and is currently crewing about 2,200 people. It's a large ship. The armor was difficult. It took me as long to finish the armor plating as it took to design the rest of the ship. And the ship was designed around the idea of being a heavily armored ship that actually had some handling. And I ended up going with lighter armor than desired. You can see the thickness of it. It's 0.2 thick, which is pretty solid, but I was wanting to go a lot thicker than that. I see a bit of a, it's like a bit of a mistake there. There's a lot of little mistakes. Yeah, there's a light poking through the armor right here. There's a lot of little mistakes on this ship because it was a very complex shape and it was very hard to armor, basically. Let's just rotate here. Got our thrusters there, our rear guns here. Pretty sweet. Big stack of motors. The motors are slightly vision blocked by armor, but I'm not stressed. Is that motor unpainted? Or is it Avorion colored? Do I have unpainted engines? Okay, let's just pop into build mode and have a quick look at that. Oh, there is no build mode until I go back into my ship. pop into build mode and let's just go ahead and see those engines again. Engines? No, they painted. I was just tripping on them. They're painted. Not going to worry about it. Okay, so basic tour completed. Oh, I forgot to show you, we do have a rail gun on the other side of the nose. Opposite that bolter, we have our first rail gun. It's what produces those multiple lines that appear. Voot, that's 6 railgun rounds. Foul. Going out at near light speed, nasty balls of hell. I think we actually just damaged up that distant freighter. For our show combat, we're going to take on something really dangerous. Here is a thing. That is not it. I'll show off this thing's top speed to you some other day. It can go 9 kilometers a second under full boost. It's ludicrous, and we don't have a velocity delimiter in either. It's nuts, but we've got some really nice special mods in. There we are. Scanner beacon. Scan for me. No. Activate. Scanning. Success. Calling the collector. Please be patient. Extraction will begin soon. And these dudes teleport in. I can't believe it. Our bulletin actually worked. Who are you? You're looking at the first people in centuries who will fly into Zotan territory. Once we've collected all the artifacts, we'll be able to open the gateway and recover the Zotan's treasures and technology. But you won't have to worry about that. Oh god, I'm so nervous right now. All that's important is that you brought us one of the artifacts. So there's multiples of these guys. One destroys your shields, one destroys your hull, one repairs the other ones of them. And I think one of them is just armored. You will now give it to us. What about my reward? It's supposed to be 100 million credits. Oh man, look at this one. Did you really think you'd get a reward? We lied. And we don't want any witnesses or competition. Boys and girls, let's blow this maggot to space dust and get the artifact. Well, the Zerion has been highly modified, my lads. F interact, tank him, he's the armored one. You know what? They say you're supposed to kill the healer first, but I'm going to put some railgun rounds into Chuckles here and see what happens. Looks like his shield's going down pretty fast. As soon as that railgun pokes it again, that should be all good. Oh, he is tough though, isn't he? How's he got that much shield? We could be in trouble. What's my range? 0.52 kilometers. I'm a little too close. I don't think the railgun can even fire at that range. Get out to a kilometer, keep pounding him. Oh, Reparo is repairing him. I'm gonna guess. That's gonna be Reconstructo. No, that's Hullbreaker. Oh, well. You know what? He's probably way more dangerous. Let's wreck him with a railgun. Oh yeah, now we're doing him some serious harm. Keep running, little guy. I want your Zanyan, my dude. Look at all that Zanyan we just got. So nice. I think he's dead, actually. He just unleashed his money. We've taken no visible damage to our giant shield. We picked up an exotic railgun turret. So that's Shield Breaker. He's the one with railguns. Let's wreck his butt. Or no, he's got plasmas. That's right. Looks like we'll have some salvage. Here, let's scroll out so you can see our auto weapons firing and stuff as well. While I work this dude over, let's just chase him a little ways. He's running. Put the booster on, catch him. Just keep the pounding. Thuck, 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 thuck. That's the sound of a railgun, and I don't think it was ours. Okay, he's down. Let's go in and collect a rate. We've got another exotic item. Another exotic railgun. Sweet. Because I want to breed an ultimate railgun. So that'll be Tankum. Let's go get Reconstructo, shall we? Reconstructo. Ship Lotuku, the Brotherhood. Let's see how he likes the old railgun activity. Let's watch our own weapons going. Let's rotate and see if we can get the bolter to fire at Tankum. Now our roof bolter should be able to fire. Yeah, I can hear it. Ka-dink, dink, dink. Or no, that's our nose bolter, which is a burst weapon. Well, that guy had a lot of shield. But he can't repair himself so far as I'm aware, right? Just the other guys. So let's just fix his little red wagon. We're completely unhurt. They've done nothing to us at this point. Nothing. Zero. That is nuts. I'm probably going to take a little damage bashing through this wreckage to get these goods, because we've got a nice repair turret, which we don't care about, and a nice double point defense chain gun turret, which we do care about. And let's take that money. Oh, look, and what's that? It's another double point defense turret. So nice. Okay, tank 'em. Now you don't have a repair guy on you or anything. Let's see how you like it. Man, oh, our hull's damaged. Oh, that's probably just for me ramming that wreckage, and it's not like it's very damaged. You don't want to damage your hull, though. Dangerous. Oh, this guy really does suck it up. Okay, his shields are down. Let's see what we can do. I think that might be his railguns firing. Okay, he's dropped a rare level treasure at this point. Wonder how fast his mechanics can repair his stuff. Let's go get that rare level treasure. I don't feel very threatened by this dude. I think we're gonna take him out pretty good. We're still locked, so we'll just... Oh, I wasted the zap fire. That gun, you gotta make sure you're really centered before you do your initial fire so that you get the benefit of that railgun. And he's down. Mission accomplished, artifact delivery. And there's the artifact that they had, which is what I came here for. Along with some other nice things. Where is that Zotan artifact? There it is. Thank you, XTSNK5. It is a duplicate of one we already have. We have done this combat before. I'll show the awesome might of our salvaging lasers. Gee, they're not that mighty against armor, are they? It takes quite a while. Yeah, Our awesome salvaging lasers don't seem mighty right now. But there's some delicious looking parts. Are those rich and tasties? Oh, they are indeed rich and tasties. 1500 Xanian just for one little zap there. Nice. Well, we'll leave their wreckage alone for the moment. There's other wreckage out here too. Well, we did fight a pack of bandits when we arrived in the sector. I'll give you a look at this thing sort of on a rotate. And yeah, it looks like this ship might actually be solid enough for the Galactic Core right now. We have a lot of mods in it. Like a lot of mods in it. Well, it does have 15 slots, so why not? But we've picked up a few of the Zotan artifacts. I will just show you right now. Pop. If we go to our systems tab here, so mostly we're using turret control systems, MTCS, one CTCS6 that we bred, and we have another one of those now, but we don't need it. We're breeding for MTCS6s. We've gotten up to MCTCS5s, and we use the 5s when we breed them, so it's going to be hard to breed up to a 6. We're going to have to get a lot of turrets to do it. Then we've got this one, which we just duplicated in, and look at all the stuff it gives you. Generated energy, recharge rate, armed turret slots, unarmed turret slots, blah blah blah, just everything, absolutely everything, even deep scan range. We've got a nice radar mod in for the rest of our deep scan range. And a beautiful shield booster that we actually found early in the game. We found this shield booster. Or no, we found one almost as good early in the game, and then we found this one. I don't know what we were doing finding legendary shield boosters early game, but it was certainly a bonus because it's really helped. That gives us a massive hyperspace mod, and that gives us 10 armed turrets. Making this thing the beast it is, it does need to have those turrets. So I don't necessarily want to leave this sector because these guys are such good salvage. I'm going to guarantee that there's absolute mountains of Xanian to be had right here. Absolute mountains of it. I should just grab a little before I run off out of this sector. Look at that, 5,000 Xanian in that one hit. Now this doesn't seem to be breaking down. Let's get a little closer. That is really armored. Is there anything in it? No. So often the case when you're scrapping wreckage that the stuff that's tough to break won't have much good concealed inside it. There's a bit more Xanian. And the stuff that's easier to break is what you mostly want to go for. I was seeing some huge Xanian blocks in one of those guys, but maybe they got destroyed. Well, we did pick up a big chunk out of one. I'm thinking maybe that stuff got destroyed during combat. Here we have this bit of wreckage. This is definitely from one of them. I don't think anything else here was made of Xanian, so this is the tail end hunk of one of those ships, I'm guessing. Whoops, we just got to 0 kilometers. I hate it when that happens because I'm not fast in reverse. The ship is a lot of things, but I don't back up quick, and the guns get so confused. They have to relock. There is a block called a turret rotation lock block, and I never could quite figure out what you would do with it. It's like, why wouldn't you want your turrets be able to rotate? And then I realized during a combat recently how foolish I was. It's actually really sensible to have a turret rotation lock block on your front guns, because then I wouldn't be having this massive gun wander issue. Well, how is that engine that tough? Oh, it's out of range is how. Then I wouldn't be having this massive gun wander issue. But on the other hand, then I wouldn't be able to fire in quite such a wide arc, so it's going to be a balance. You know, it's pretty tiresome getting the Zanyan out of these toads. Anything good on that one? Any meat on that old chicken bone over there? Just zoom over. I've just gotten used to how much faster this thing has gotten with the recent mods on it, basically. It's a bit dangerous to toot around in this ship. I could lose the ship if I toot around too much because it's idiotically fast. Like, here's its standard acceleration. I think I'm pointing at deep space. Pretty slow, right? Hit the boosters. My god, look how much power we have on tap. Look how fast it goes. It's, my god, and it'll just keep boosting for a while too. It just keeps going 10 kilometers a second, and we just keep boosting. There is nothing that can possibly catch us. There, we're out of power. Drain the batteries and dead. Nothing that can possibly catch us. Yeah, we just put 175, 180 kilometers and more, almost 200 kilometers between us and that area. If we didn't have that wreckage on scan, we'd probably never be able to rescan it. Oh yeah, we can. We can still scan at that range. Intense. Oh, and the one last thing to show off is the nightmarishly fast hyperdrive. We're going to go to somewhere friendly right now. I'm not sure where. Where are we in the galaxy? Okay, we're here in the galaxy. You can see we've done some exploring. We're going to go somewhere friendly-ish. These guys are just neutral to us. I'm kind of wanting to improve it. Okay, what do they got there? Nothing we're after. We would like to get a resource. Look at all the yellow places to explore. It's so great having all this deep scan range. And yeah, I'll just show off our hyperspace countdown. So we rematerialize. Well, it takes a long time because old computer and lots of stuff to load. So, yep. Yep, it's a pretty heavy simulation for this machine to handle. Oh, look. No cooldown. We have a 0-second hyperdrive cooldown, basically. And that military base has a mission. Where is it? Oh, that's not a military base. There is a resource center here. So we're probably going to head over to that. Try not to run into anything while we're here. We are a very large ship, but there are still stations that dwarf us. This station is not one of them. We are just going to dock up here. We probably picked up a little scrap while fighting. Whoa, we don't want to break this damn station. So let's refine our raw ores. Yeah, we actually picked up quite a bit of scrap. So 11 seconds worth of refining. Mostly nanite, sadly, because we've been killing wimpy ships. But we've been doing it to pick up upgrades. So we gained quite a lot from that. That's really nice. That's actually enough to start doing some more up converting to Zanyan. Maybe I won't bother buying any. Oh my god, I just about rammed it by hitting the wrong button. Sometimes I hit E instead of W, and yeah, that's a bit of a thing. Okay, folks, well, that's our little quick episode of Avorion. There is a military station with a mission, so that's handy. We'll see what his mission is. Boop. Bulletin board. Wipe out pirates. I accept. Okay, the episode's not quite over. 49, negative 155. Oh, look, right there. A short burst of subspace signals. That means the aliens will show up just in time to join our pirate party. Switch on main guns. All things are ready. Let's go. We should get some pay and some goodwill out of this. And hopefully we can gain good relations with this faction by wiping out these pirates for them. I have a feeling that this dreadful exterminator of a ship is going to be relatively good at wiping out pirates. Like I said, these are recentish upgrades, but I've been using this ship for a while, and it's a heavy-duty build. It's a monster. It's acquired a great deal more power lately. That's a lot of rocks. I'm going to try to get a little fighting room and some clear space here. And we're already 8 kilometers to that guy. Just take a pot shot as he sails by, and then try the exterminator cannons on him. Oh, he's tough. He is tough. A little tough nut to crack. Oh, stop flying away. There, he's done. Oh, look at all the tasty things that he dropped. So we got more double point defense guns. That's great. Okay, he's within extermination weapon range. That's something I was going to mention. In previous plays of this game, I've usually counted almost solely on chain guns for main armament because they're so reliable. But I'm discovering that range is a thing. Like, sure, maybe these guns aren't reliable to fire every time I ask them to because half the time they're overheated. But man, they reach out far and they do horrible damage when they hit. Especially that railgun. So I'm going to keep trying to breed even higher level railguns because that thing just wrecks stuff. And it has very good range. We should be able to frap that guy at some distance, yeah. Oh, he dropped something really nice. Energy to shield converter. Those we don't breed up because we prefer shield booster version of the same technology. Energy to shield converter is okay if you've got a lot of energy, but this ship was fairly closely balanced on energy when it was initially designed. It had enough, and it was able to boost and do its thing, but without the mods and stuff we've got in it, it wasn't quite so fast, or quite so capable. Now we don't worry about energy at all. With that little 20% generated power boost, man, totally. Yeah, that guy sucked up a few railgun rounds, that's for sure. Let's just keep handing him railgun rounds. Hello. Goodbye. He didn't leave much treasure, but he did leave a pile of money. Well, and he did leave some treasure. Hey, you little friend, are making yourself an annoyance. Oh, goodbye. Lots of trinium here, and trinium's something we're hoping to make sure we have a lot of, because if I do, here come the aliens, more strange subspace signals. If I do get a lot of trinium, well, you know, if I do decide to build another ship beyond this ship, which I might not, I think this is quite possibly the best ship I've ever designed. It's enormously capable. I was a little worried that it didn't have the durability for deep galaxy work, because back when it only had 6 million shields, I had to run away a few times from combat because our shields just got melted. But now with 9 million shields, I have that extra 30 seconds of combat endurance. Oh, well, that's a bit far away. We can hit from there, but it's a bit far away. Still, we are hitting. And that horrible chain gun is doing, or the horrible railgun is doing its thing. Absolutely exterminates these things. I put it down to the railgun because I had the cannons on here for a long time, and I've had good chain guns on here for a long time, but we didn't gain that horrific ability to just suddenly erase an enemy ship until we put the railguns on, and it does seem to work best if you really try to aim. Yeah, that should get him. He's going to sit right there. He'll definitely suck up some railgun rounds, and yeah, you saw they fired and he stopped being. Everything else was just bashing him around and causing explosions, and then those little 6 railgun lines popped in, and that's it. Vop. It's great for these runners too, because you can guarantee this jerk's going to run away on us, but a little railgun and that's all over. I think we're just going to scrap him while we're not feeling attacked. Well, we are being attacked a little, but I think we can suck it up. I wonder if the bolter will fire or if that guy's out of range. If it's a runner, which is what I call the ones that like to do zooming, rushing attacks and come by, then he probably won't ever come in range closer than the... Oh, there's the bolter firing. Or no, that's one of our pulse guns firing, and the bolter as well. You can see the bolter's heat bar going up. I think that might mean that I should switch on the main guns at this point. Hey, little friend. I was just going to say missed, but the next round a railgun got him. I hear a cannon firing at us, or something like it. Let's just make that railgun happen. God, that thing is deadly. It's just nuts. Well, yeah, a pellet of steel accelerated to light speed is going to be a little bit nuts. It's going to do a lot of physical damage, and yes, it is going to have a pretty high effective range. I mean, even in the vacuum of space, stuff slows down. I excuse the way the ships slow down to myself by saying, well, it's not the engine technology you think it is. It's not a rocket. It's some kind of subspace traction, just like the inertial dampeners. It mentions that with the inertial dampeners, that they... oh, that thing's still alive. That they exert some form of subspace traction. Alright, so what did we get? 641,000 credits in pay and 4,000 improved relations to the Googly Collective there. You know, I don't think those aliens showed up yet, or if they did, I don't think I noticed them. Did I shoot any Zotan ships in that lot, or did the pirates kill them while I was killing the pirates? I want to take that trinium. Getting a good little bit there. We got 1,500 out of that. That's pretty good for 2 seconds work. We do need it. I mean, we don't probably need trinium for this ship. Most of the parts that are going to be trinium are trinium now. What we need for this ship is Xanian to up our shield capacity, because a lot of our shield generator system is trinium, and although it might raise our weight to convert it to Xanian, it should be okay. There isn't that much shield generator in the thing bulk-wise, and should be okay in terms of the weight increase, and it will give us a considerable boost in shield power, which turns out to be more difficult than I thought. Like, when I initially designed this, I thought, oh, there's nothing that will penetrate the shields I've built onto this ship. It's psychotic. And now that I've been in a few really rough scraps with it, it's like, well, it's a good thing we found those enhancements. I also converted some of our power storage into shield generation, as opposed to the original design's version of it. Well, this is a lovely view. Look at all these rocks. Gee, are there any saleable rocks? Ah, this game is such a greedster. Are there any saleable rocks? Any real monsters here? So if an asteroid's big enough, sometimes you can sell it. Oh, look at what's this? That looks delicious. Let's just consume that right now. Tasty trinium. Yeah, if we do decide to build a bigger ship, the only reason to build it would be to have more armor and more shields. I'm a little concerned that our armor's not thick enough. That looks saleable. We're just going to do that right now. Vorn, Gorn. What a pretty ship. And you know, the other thing is, even though it's an absolute 15-slot monster, it's still maneuverable enough that I can slide into even fairly tight asteroid formations with it. The flat design helps a lot with that. If the ship was rounder, that would be more of a problem. Oh, I just hit a rock, putting the lie to myself. Didn't do us any damage, though. But yeah, the flat design helps you with that. Oh, just about right there, eh? Then I can get close enough to see if it's saleable, and it is. Claim it and sell it. So, the Udipie and the Universal Uzabibs. Who do I sell it to? Well, I'll sell it to the Universal Uzabibs because I get slightly less money, but I get more improvement in relations. So that's the Udipal Collective. I should have sold it to them. I'm a fool. Let's go to a friendly sector of the Udipal Collective. Oh god, if I can turn the ship to make the jump. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Here we go. We can turn now. Ah, my poor old hard drive just lagged badly loading info there. Oh, I just bashed another rock. Man, I'm terrible. Let's go to a friendly zone here. We'll go to a friendly zone. We'll round it off with a barrel roll. Apparently there's an award for doing a barrel roll in a battleship. I've already done one in this battleship during combat just out of sheer glee and desire to collect items, because I can swing the wings through clouds of items to collect them. Handy having wings. And that flat design, my previous Ultra ship was pretty much spherical with pods coming out in 4 directions. It looked kind of like a psychotic hedgehog Nestle egg thing. This one is not only better looking, I have a feeling it might turn better. Wow, what a pile of rocks. I have a feeling it might turn better, and it is also smaller and lighter and just easier to handle. What a beautiful place this is. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you very soon for the next one. Foosh off into the void with us. We'll see you very soon for the next one. And well, that will probably be Oblivion, but we'll see you again in Avorion too. And all gunners off duty for R&R. Till that time. Bye for now.